Hello there guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope that you guys are doing well today. If you're a Manchester City fan, then congratulations. You know Chelsea's weaknesses, you know how to beat them. You outfought us, you outsmarted us, so you deserve to win. But if you're a Chelsea fan, you're just like me, angry, disappointing, another pathetic performance, another embarrassing, well, not embarrassing, but another disgusting result that is only 2 wins in 8 games, if I'm not mistaken, which is not good enough. You know, and I told you about this team. This team is not going to go anywhere. I knew this team would struggle. I knew this team would not finish in the top four. And I knew this team would not be in the title race. And the way we're playing right now, we're playing like a title race team or a top four team. We're acting like a relegated team that this team wants to get relegated. Is that what they want? The players, the manager, and the owner. Is that what you want? Because this performance tells you that this team doesn't want to be in the Premier League. That all it tells you. Like honestly, man, like I just really hope and pray to God that we do something in January. Because if we don't get rid of Aspilicueta, Christian Pulisic, Ziyech, Jorginho, Kante, Loftus-Cheek, if we don't get rid of those players and sign him some better players, then we're done. We're going to finish below where we were before the World Cup. We're going to finish below that. And I'm telling you this right now. We are lucky, yeah, that Crystal Palace didn't beat Tottenham yesterday because we'd have finished 11th, which is below the mid-table. I just knew I had no faith going into this game tonight because the players don't give me that confidence. And Graham Potter got it completely wrong again. 4-2-3-1, really? I know that I know that 4-3-3 didn't work, but why put in 4-2-3-1? Why put in two midfields there rather than three? Why not be like Manchester City, go with that 4-3-3, but instead went for 4-2-3-1. The same thing against Arsenal when we've lost to them 1-0. It's the exact same thing. Man City dominated us and deserved to win, and Arsenal dominated us at Stamford Bridge and they deserved to win. The exact same thing. We had chances, but once again, the players don't know how to shoot, and we just cannot score. We just cannot score. That's why we're not killing teams off. That's why we're not winning games. And that's why people are not scared of Chelsea. Because we'll make it look easy for the opposition rather than being difficult. That's how embarrassing, a joke, and disgusting team we are. This team is just absolutely pathetic. From top to bottom, it is completely rotten. From the players, the manager, the owner, everything is rotten. I'll keep some players, but the players that I mentioned, they just need to go because they're not playing for the badge. There's no creativity in this team. There's absolutely nothing. The decision today was absolutely poor. Kai Havertz, shocking. Ziyech, terrible. Aspilicueta, not good enough. Kukuweya, shocking for that goal. Kepa as well. Koulibaly wasn't that great. Kovacic, Denis Zakaria was average. They weren't bad, they weren't great, they're average. Aubameyang, missing again, non-existent. Non-existent. The last time I believe he scored for Chelsea was at the game at San Siro, which is 2 months ago. That is the last time he scored for Chelsea. And in the Premier League, I don't know the last time he scored. He only scored one goal in the Premier League. Like I'm telling you, Aubameyang is just done, finished, and just washed. I just really don't know why we signed him. I would have thought that Aubameyang was supposed to be a striking problem, but once again, he's just like Timo Werner, he's just like Morata, he's just like Gonzalo Higuain, he's just like many of those players. It looks like when teams come to Chelsea, they just don't want to do what they do for their previous club. Like, honestly, man, our squad is just dead. Absolutely dead. This is exactly why I just knew that like when Thomas Tuchel it was sacked, I just knew things would get worse. And listen, even though that Graham Potter was unbeaten up until we drew against Brentford, listen, I just didn't want to admit that Chelsea were back. Unless they can keep this up, then maybe just maybe my mind would change. But I just knew Chelsea are back. I knew that this team would just continue to struggle under Graham Potter, not doing, I just knew it from top to bottom. I just knew it because I don't have faith in this team. I don't. I just really don't. Even the atmosphere is not that great. But guess what? How can we back these players if they're not performing the way they're supposed to? How can we back this? How can we support Chelsea players with this? How? Tell me. We can't because they're not playing the way they should do. Whenever it's against, like teams like in the relegation zone or in the top six, they just don't perform well. They don't do this consistently. They really don't. And you know the worst thing is, three players are injured. Mount, during the warm-up, got injured. Raheem Sterling, in the 4th minute, got injured. In the 19th minute, Sterling got injured. Three of our creative players are out. So what did that tell you? Chelsea are in a mess, and Chelsea ain't going to go anywhere forward because we're injury-prone FC. I just really hope that we do well in January, because if not, we're going to get below 10th. I promise you. This could be our worst season than the 2015 to 16 season. Yeah? Even though we're close to the relegation zone, at least we improved just a little bit, but we finished 10th. This season, it could get worse. It really could get worse. I'm just not happy. I'm not smiling. I'm just angry and ranting because I knew that this situation from Chelsea is not going to go anywhere. There is nothing in this team. This team just lacks creativity, lacks of shooting, just lacks of everything. Look at Pep Guardiola. He had a plan of how to beat Chelsea today by bringing on Jack Grealish, their most threat player on the left, taking off Foden off, and then also bring on Mahrez. He knew that Jack Grealish did well against Chelsea at the Carabao Cup, but he didn't start in tonight's game. But he brings him on, makes an impact, got the assist for Riyad Mahrez, then boom. This is why Pep is the best manager in England. He knows how to win games. He's got brain. He has got a brain of how to win things. He may not win the Champions League, but he always dominated England when it comes to the Premier League. That's why he's the best manager ever in the Premier League. Yeah, he's not better than Ferguson, but he's part of the top two. He is far better than Graham Potter. Yeah, what did Graham Potter do to get a win? Nothing. Putting players in the one position. I mean, putting Sterling as a number 10. Really? Really? When he knows he plays better on the left. Using a 4-2-3-1 formation rather than a 4-3-3, which is wrong. In terms of the substitutes, the only one he got wrong is putting Gallagher as the number 10. I mean, what is he thinking? Who the hell puts Conor Gallagher as a fucking number 10? That is, he's not best position. He plays on the right-hand side of a midfielder in that 4-3-3 formation. Because when he did that against Crystal Palace, he was their best player. So why not Thomas? Sorry, Graham Potter realize that he's not a number 10. He's a number 8. Why put him as a number 10? Honestly, man, when he came on, he just did nothing. I just knew it because putting as a number 10 is not going to work for him. It ain't going to work. So that substitution to put him as a number 10 was completely wrong. But other than that, he put Lewis on his left back, which was fine. Put Chukwuemeka on the left wing, which was fine. Omari Hutchinson on the right wing, which was fine. But Conor Gallagher's the number 10, completely wrong. And to not start Omari Hutchinson, Chukwuemeka, and Lewis Hall is just shocking. The next game against Manchester City at the Etihad, Lewis Hall needs to start. Chalobah needs to start because for me, Koulibaly is not doing it. Omari Hutchinson needs to start, and Chukwuemeka needs to start. It's as simple as that. I never ever want to see Jorginho starting, Koulibaly starting, Kukureya, or Kai Havertz. I never want to see them starting again. And I want to see Aubameyang up top, yeah? Because even though he didn't have a really good game, he's still on the bench and he's still starting Kai Havertz. Why? So I really hope that Graham Potter gets this right against Manchester City. But do I think he will? No. You know why? It's because he doesn't know how to win. He just don't. And that's why when Chelsea brought him in, I was okay, but I was thinking to myself, why? He's never managed a top level. I would have taken Zinedine Zidane 100% because he knows how to win. He knows. Look at Real Madrid, both as a player and a manager. He knows how to win games. So I would have taken him rather than Graham Potter. But I'll criticize Zinedine Zidane and say to myself, can he really take Chelsea to the next level? But I'd rather have him rather than Graham Potter. And this proves me why. So I'll give Graham Potter time, but for me, he's just not getting things right. Pep Guardiola outsmarted him, outthink him. He outclassed him today in terms of the substitutes. Pep Guardiola knows how to win. Graham Potter don't. And it just makes me sick. It really makes me sick to see this happening. Honestly, man, this whole situation is going to continue and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Enzo Fernandez, the deal is off. Mudryk, he does want to come. He does want to come to Chelsea. He wants to stay at Arsenal. This is how a joke team that we are. Who wants to come to Chelsea? Who? Which world-class player wants to come to Chelsea the way we play right now? None of them. None of them. They'll rather go to Arsenal than to Chelsea because Arsenal are in first place and looking like they can win the title unless Man City can go on beat to one. And they're definitely going to face in the top four. And if they want to play in the Champions League, then go to Arsenal or maybe to Manchester City or Manchester United. Don't go to Chelsea because it looks like this team is nowhere near good enough to finish in the Champions League. We'll be lucky to finish in the Conference League, but I don't think it will happen. It's going to be another season, yeah, where we finish outside of the European places, just like we did 7 years ago. Just like we did 7 years ago, yeah. That tells you how joke and embarrassing of a team that we are from top to bottom. And guess what? We got them this Sunday. Do I think we're going to beat them? No. You know why? It's because Graham Potter is going to get things wrong again. I don't believe he'll start the young players such as Lewis Hall, Amara Hutchinson, Chukwuemeka, and all that stuff. And he will get things wrong. Whereas with Pep Guardiola, he got it right tonight and he will get it this Sunday in the FA Cup at the Etihad. So those two games, not wins. And guess what? Fulham next, they haven't beat us since. They're gonna beat us for the first time ever. I could see that happening. I have no faith in this team anymore. No faith whatsoever. Nothing. Because they don't perform like I want them to perform. They just don't do it. They don't do it consistently. And it's simply a good enough, man. Absolute joke. I just can't be arsed. I just can't be arsed. Fucking dickheads. They're it looks like, and it feels like they're playing like a bunch of professionals. No, they're not. We've got some of these squads. We've got a bunch of them playing like cowards, clowns, embarrassing. Every single one of you, hang your head in shame. Every single one of you, except for Thiago Silva and Chukwuemeka. The rest of you, hang your head in shame because it's your ground and you still lost against a Big Six team. Honestly, man, it's just not good enough. We faced Arsenal at home, lost. We faced Man City today, lost. Tottenham, drew. Manchester United, drew. Our home record against the Big Six is just not good enough. It's not great. It's really not that great. They chose you to. I just had enough. I wish I wanted to talk more, but I just can't because this team is really doing my head in. It's really doing my head in, and I just had enough. Just had enough. Embarrassing. Fucking dickheads. Bunch of fucking clowns. Cowards they are. Cowards. So yeah, that's it guys. That is the end of this frustrating, angry, just this disappointing video. And if you give everything I said, let me know in the comments down below. And if you did enjoy this video, click the like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button if you're new. Click the bonus notification so that never miss any of my YouTube content. And yeah, make sure you check out tomorrow where I'm gonna go through my predictions for game week 19 that just happened from Monday all the way up to today. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, we're just a joke. We're just embarrassing. This I'm just done with this team. I'm just done. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace. I'm out of here. I'm just done with this team.